When life's crazy busy, all I crave is delicious food that's quick and easy to make. So after all of these years, I've come up with a new way of cooking that's completely changed my life, and it's going to take the stress out of yours too. I'm stripping back cooking to its bare essentials, and I'm going to show you some amazing dishes using just 5 ingredients. With so few ingredients, these incredible recipes are quick to cook and easy to remember. The ultimate set of go-to dishes for those of you who love your food but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. If you've got a long old list of ingredients for a dish, that's one more reason to not cook, and I want to get you all cooking. Using killer ingredient combos and time-saving tricks. Even the busiest of you will be able to master dishes to bring the house down. Let's make it. In this show, I'm cooking up 4 quick and easy dishes for you to make this week. If you think you haven't got time to cook, think again. All you need for these time-saving recipes are just 5 ingredients, plus the most basic store cupboard staples. You mustn't confuse simple with not delicious. This is really delicious. On the menu, tender lamb shoulder, an epic sharing feast with an easy cheat for incredible flavour. If you were a really nervous cook, do this. Super green spaghetti, a speedy veggie pasta that will blow your mind. You have to try it to believe it. 1 pan fabulous fish, a surefire supper with a quick and easy hack for perfect rice. Sweetness, saltiness, oh, it's just delicious. And I rework a classic crumble into a crazy quick cookie. What comes out of that oven is so much better than anything you could buy in the shops. With these incredible quick and easy dishes, you can be a great cook no matter how busy you are. First, my tender lamb shoulder, a phenomenal feast to share with your family or friends. This is a classic quick and easy recipe where we bung it all together and then let the oven do all the hard work. Using quality lamb shoulder, dried chickpeas, plum tomatoes, preserved lemons, and Moroccan spice mix. Ras El Hanout. There's nothing more delicious than a tender, slow-roasted shoulder of lamb. It's a quick prep, slow-cook dish. We're talking the most sumptuous, gorgeous, melt-in-your-mouth lamb. It'll feed about 6 to 10 people. It's literally the simplest, most untechnical recipe that you could ever imagine that over-delivers on flavour and enjoyment and feasting and sharing, and it's just one that you're going to keep in your repertoire. So look, it starts with chickpeas. You know, and in Britain, we're kind of naughty. We don't really eat enough beans and chickpeas. And often one of the kind of barriers to that is soaking it overnight, slow cooking, then seasoning. We're going to break all of those barriers. We're going to go straight in with 500 grams of your chickpeas. No soaking, no mucking about, in. And then we've got 1 kilo of beautiful plum tomatoes, right? If you can't get good tomatoes, because they're not in season, tin tomatoes are absolutely delicious. Just hack these up into erratic chunks. So it takes no time and no technique to do this. We've got those 2 ingredients going. We've got our lamb waiting there. Our next ingredient, which you can get in good supermarkets, delis, and online, is preserved lemons. They're fantastic. They're an absolute classic of the Moroccan region, almost like a kind of lemon squash flavour. Really amazing. 2 of these and a bit of the pickling liquor are phenomenal. You kind of cut them open. They're often quite seedy, but they give a flavour that's so gorgeous, and this makes the dish work. It's like a little secret, wonderful ingredient. It's going to punch well above its weight. A little bit like me marrying my wife. Okay. So in with the lemon, right? And also what I love about this is I don't know which bit is the most delicious, the skin, the pith, or the juice. A couple of tablespoons of the juice. Okay, the next ingredient that's going to work really, really hard is a spice combination that's truly amazing. And I've looked at a whole bunch of different supermarkets and they all seem to have it. It's called Ras El Hanout. 2 heaped teaspoons is what we want. But if you look in it, can you see all the chunks, the powder? There's little leaves of rose petal in there, right? This can have up to sort of 20 different layers of spice in there. So it's kind of like an Indian garam masala. It's a blend. What you get for your 2 teaspoons is a whole range of spices that you probably wouldn't have in your home. Just add a little oil to the lamb shoulder and a little pinch of salt and our spice combination, and we're gonna have a little rub up. This Moroccan spice blend is a really clever way to turbo boost the flavour of your lamb. What I love about this dish, there's no technique involved, just the love of 5 great ingredients. The shoulder of lamb, it's a tough cut of meat, but slow cooking is gonna melt all that toughness, and the flavours that you can achieve are phenomenal. Give your lamb a good old massage on the other side so it benefits from the epic spice mix. So water, 1 litre, goes in here. Season with a pinch of pepper and a tiny drizzle of olive oil, and that's the prep done. I then love to do a double wrapping of tin foil, just to really protect it. We're trying to create a little ecosystem, right? We want the water to evaporate, you know, flavour through the lamb and the tomatoes and all those flavoured spices, hit the roof and then kind of rain back down again. Sort of clench the foil, try and make it as tight as you can, all tucked up, ready and raring to go. So you can actually put it into a cold oven. So it's a brilliant dish to whack in just after breakfast. That's when I normally do it. And that goes in an oven at 170 degrees Celsius, which is 325 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna cook that for about 6 hours. And in that time, everything's just gonna cook together. You know, it's all good. Put together in well under 10 minutes, and the oven then does all the hard work. My perfect kind of cooking. Quick and easy. The house is full of gorgeous smells, and this, my friends, this is what you get. Look at that. Come on! I mean, that is just insanely good. You can see where the meat has kind of pulled away from the bones. So tender. The tomato perfume is just absolutely through everything, and that's why that tin foil is so very important. If you were a really nervous cook, do this. The guarantee of flavour and tenderness and textures and enjoyment are all here. Let's get in there. What's really amazing about those preserved lemons is even though they've had 6 hours cooking, the texture is still there, and that little bit of fragrance just pops, it's just unbelievable. And the chickpeas are cooked in all of that. They're like super chickpeas. This is a proper family dinner. This is one for you to try, definitely. Quick to prep and outrageously tasty. This epic sharing feast works really hard to make cooking for a crowd a breeze. 5. Next up, my super green spaghetti, an extraordinary veggie pasta that's unbelievably quick to cook and so easy to remember. This is an insanely incredible pasta, probably like you've never seen before. Using dark greens, spaghetti, garlic, parmesan, and fresh ricotta cheese. Sometimes you find these little recipes, these bits of inspiration that just blow your mind. And when you bring them home, you can apply them to different vegetables. And I've got a pasta dish that is gonna knock you for 6, well actually for 5. Cavolo Nero, black cabbage. I've been growing it for 10 years. You can get it in the UK, but any cabbage, Savoy cabbage, kale, spinach, broccoli, all of them you could do instead of this. So let's make this dish. Pan of boiling water. Salt goes in. We're gonna go in with about 150 grams of spaghetti. This is enough for 2 people. So this takes 8 minutes to cook. Twist it. Now, while that's going, we're gonna get ourselves 4 cloves of garlic. Simply give your cloves a smack, peel off the skin and pop them in with the pasta. When you boil garlic like this, it kind of takes the aggressive hum and heat out of the garlic. It makes it mild and sweet and actually very, very creamy. So that's rattling away. Then we go over to this brilliant Cavolo Nero. What I'm doing is just grab this little stalk here with your thumb and forefinger and then just pull this. 200 grams is all you need. These leaves are super quick to prep. A pinch and a pull is as tricky as it gets. And then when you've done those, you put them straight into your pasta, and the cabbage goes on top, and I'll put a little lid like that. So that's going to boil for about 5 minutes, that cabbage, right? Just to tenderise it. So garlic, cabbage, spaghetti. And then I'm just going to grate some Parmesan. About 30 grams is absolutely fine. It's going to give it seasoning, and it's going to give it amazing flavour and a lovely silky texture. Take the lid off. We've got our liquidizer here. I'm going to just take the Cavolo Nero, pop it in there. You want to make this cabbage go from a frumpy old leaf into the most silky, elegant sauce. I'm going to grab the little garlic cloves. They'll be soft now. And then I'm going to go in with a pinch of salt, pepper, a tablespoon and a half of really good cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to go in with your grated Parmesan and just a little lick of cooking water from the pasta, and then watch this. In no time, it will turn into the most vibrant sauce you've ever seen. Look at that. It's nuts. Think about it. Does it need more Parmesan? Does it need more salt, pepper? I'm really, really happy with that. I'm then going to take our pasta. It's had its 8 minutes. Drain it until most of the water's gone. And then we're going to go back into the pan and prepare yourself for something very beautiful. We're going to go in with that amazing sauce. A lot of people, they always think, well, if I'm having cabbage or greens, I'll have it with something. But this is something. This is everything. Without the cabbage, this dish is nothing. And it's so nice to put it first. So I'm just going to drag it onto the plate. Look at that. You know, this cabbage is completely helped by all the other ingredients. And at this point, what I do is take ricotta, which is so clean and so fresh. Just 30 grams, and that is a really good carrier of flavours. And as you fold that pasta up, you'll get these little hits of clean ricotta. It's so good. And then one last tiny little brush of Parmesan. An amazing pasta, and you know what? You have to try it to believe it. Simple, quick, and super healthy. And once you've tried it, you won't stop. It'll be a regular. So good. It's the big education into simplicity. What's that? 10 minutes? Boiling water, crack on, 8 minutes of pasta, whizzy whizzy. What a dish. Insanely uncomplicated. This deliciously awesome veggie pasta is zero fuss food made in minutes.
Back to reality.
This is my quick and easy food, a delicious set of go-to recipes for those of you that love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, these tasty recipes are quick to cook and easy to remember. Next up, my one-pan fabulous fish, a speedy supper that guarantees perfect rice every time. I'm going to make a fantastic tray bake or pan dish. 1 pan, 5 ingredients, brilliant combo. Using white fish fillets, basmati rice, green olive tapenade, cherry tomatoes, and fragrant fresh basil. Everyone needs a great 1-pan dish up their sleeve, and this, my friends, is a cracker. It's super healthy. I'm using some beautiful haddock here, but you could use any lovely white fish. And I always look for the MSC approved accreditation so they're sustainable, right? So I've got 2 chunks. So this method is brilliant. We're going to use a casserole style pan. It's all going to cook in here. So put the heat on. We're going to use 300 grams of basmati rice, which is about a mug's worth. A little pinch of salt, basic seasoning, very important. Then I'm going to top it up with 600 mils of cold water. Straight in the pan. You want to let it just boil for 4 minutes, okay? And by then, the rice will have started to swell, and that's when we add our fish. And then I want to add some tapenade. So it's basically minced or chopped black or green olives. I've got green olive here. Just get 2 heaped teaspoons and just stir that through the rice. So that's a really nice basic seasoning. We're going to give it 4 minutes, then we'll add the fish. We want 4 clear portions like that. Fantastic. Now, I've got 350 grams of cherry tomatoes. You could use any tomatoes you like, but if you have a look down the markets or supermarkets now, you'll see they're selling all kinds of wonderful colours and shapes. They're just so pretty. This is a totally stress-free supper. No tricky techniques, simply slice your tomatoes in half. We're going to dress this with a pinch of salt and pepper, and I'm going to go in with a tablespoon each of olive oil and vinegar, and then basil. Get yourself about 8 sprigs. What I'm doing is just picking the pretty little leaves of basil and putting that to one side, and then the bigger leaves go into my salad. And then once I've got that, I'm going to just grab the basil like this and have a little tear up, and then a little toss up. So what this is going to do is season, flavour, and draw out the natural moisture in those gorgeous tomatoes. This rice has had 4 minutes, so I'm going to take these beautiful fillets and I'm going to just snuffle them in there, and I'm going to sprinkle all those lovely herbs and tomatoes in and around, and then look at all those juices. Pour all those in. This is all flavour. And the rice is going to protect the fish. It will also absorb the flavour from the fish, and everything's going to share. Let that chug along for 10 minutes on a medium-high heat. Cooking everything in one pan boosts flavour and guarantees perfect rice and delicate fish. So let's have a look. Very nice. So let's try the rice. Okay, it's cooked. The last remnants of water is going, and you can see how the tomatoes have just kind of given up all their beautiful flavour. So let's turn that off now. I can hear it just crackling. Few of those lovely little basil leaves on top, little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and a little teaspoon of tapenade just to go down that little gully. This is real comfort food, but it also takes the fear out of two things. I still think there's a lot of people out there that are frightened to cook fish and rice. This solves both, and one thing to wash up to feed 4 people: joy. So let's have a little look at the fish. Lovely, juicy flakes of fish. And of course, we're cooking it in that fantastic moist environment, right? But it's sucking up the flavour from the tomatoes and from the tapenade. Mmm. The flavour is massive. Sweetness, saltiness. Oh, it's just delicious. And it's the quickest little dinner ever. It's 5 ingredients in a pan. 15 minutes later, you got not just food, but a feast. It is delicious. My perfect one-pan fish. Easy cooking to make you really happy at the end of a busy day. Yeah, 5. Time for my Apple Crumble Cookies. An old favourite, reworked into a crazy, delicious, super quick treat. Everyone loves a good apple crumble, and of course everyone loves a cookie, so why not put them together? Using dried apples, self-raising flour, unsalted butter, golden caster sugar, and free-range eggs. 5 ingredients working really hard, so simple, unbelievably quick, and honestly, what comes out of that oven is so much better than anything you could buy in the shops. I can't wait to show you this one. My kids go nuts for these. All based around the incredible, intense flavour of dried apples. We've got 100 grams of these going in to a food processor. Give them a good old wazzing. This is so quick and easy. The food processor does all the hard work for you. Okay, so when it's been broken up to this kind of texture, that's absolutely perfect. So let's just bung the rest of the ingredients in. Golden caster sugar, 100 grams. Next, 100 grams of unsalted butter. And then 200 grams of self-raising flour. It's got the self-raising action in there, so it's going to really become light and fluffy. And a little pinch of salt. So the salt goes in, 200 grams of flour goes in, and then just put the lid on and give it a really good buzz. As it whizzes up, it'll start coming together like little breadcrumbs, like now. I want you to just take like 3 tablespoons out, like that. Gonna have a little secret job for that later. Then we go in with 1 beautiful free-range egg. In it goes, and it's the last pulse until it comes together as a kind of dough. So once it's come together like that, then we are absolutely ready and raring to go. So literally the simplest biscuit ever. Just roll it out to a sausage, then we're going to cut it into quarters, right? And out of each quarter, we want to get 6. So this is foolproof. baking. Just get the little pieces in your hand, roll them into little balls. They're going to make the most sublime little cookies. Kids absolutely love them. So once you've rolled them into balls, just put them on a standard baking sheet. They're not all the same size, but it doesn't matter. They're homemade, and that is part of the joy. Just pat them down with your hands. And there's more. Remember this bit. So it's really, really simple. Pinch a little bit of the old mix before we added the egg, and that's the crumble topping, and it gives it the most fantastic texture. Homemade cookies, ready to go in the oven, really fast to make. And the oven's preheated to 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit. Close the door, around 10 minutes until golden and beautiful looking.
These cookies are so speedy, by the time the washing up's done, they'll be ready.
Have a little look at that. The way that they've cracked and gone golden, they're just utterly gorgeous. Now, it's all very well me telling you just how good these are, but really what we need is the opinion of a professional biscuit pro. Hello. Buddy is an absolute biscuit connoisseur. So, Buds, which one are you going to go for, boy? That one. Go on then, take it. And let's get in. Let's have a little try. Normally you'd let them cool down for about 5 minutes. Really crumbly, really appley. The little crumble, very yummy. Professional, what do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? You likey?
Yeah.
So there you go, 5 ingredients working really, really hard, and we got the thumbs up from a biscuit professional, didn't we, Buds?
The easiest cookies you'll ever make. A glorious fruity crumble crunch. These are a treat you've all got time for. There you go, my stress-free menu to see you through the week. Tender lamb shoulder, super green spaghetti, one-pan fabulous fish, and my crazy delicious apple crumble cookies. My 5-ingredient food that's quick to cook and easy to remember. Next time, 4 more delicious dishes for those of you who love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 simple ingredients, each recipe is ridiculously tasty, unbelievably impressive, but all quick and easy.